Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I hope you've been enjoying all the breakfast recipes that we've been sharing so far on our channel. And today is going to be another breakfast from the Andhra cuisine, and that's the Upma Pesarattu. So pesarattu is nothing but a moong dal dosa, which is made from green moong dal, a little bit of rice, some green chilies and ginger, ground to a batter, and then served along with rava upma. Amazing, isn't it? So without wasting any time, let me just show you how to make this quick, delicious and wholesome recipe. So to begin, first I'm going to show you how to make the pesarattu. Pesarattu, which is the green moong dal. I have some whole green moong dal here, which I've soaked for about 8 hours or overnight. And now I'm going to grind it into a smooth batter. I'm going to add it into my mixer grinder. Add in the rice, just a little bit rice, some ginger, and green chilies. I'm going to add a little bit water. We want it to be a sort of semi-thick batter, so I'm just going to add a little bit water and then grind to make a smooth batter. That's perfect. Notice that the batter is smooth. I'm going to pour it into a bowl now and mix it up with a few ingredients and then proceed to make the upma. So to this, I'm going to add in the finely chopped onions. I'm going to chop up some coriander leaves. I like to add a lot of coriander leaves because flavors just come in just then. And then the salt to taste. So the pesarattu batter is ready, which is the green moong dal dosa. I'm just going to combine all the ingredients and then keep it aside because we're going to be making the pesarattu once the upma is ready, because the upma goes in like a filling, like a masala dosa filling into the pesarattu. Hence the upma has to be ready before we make the pesarattu. I'm just going to allow this to rest and sit for some time. You can also, finely chop up some green chilies into this if you like it to be more spicier. I've already ground some green chilies. So now that this is ready, I'll just put this to the side and show you how to make the upma really quick. So for the upma, into my pan, I'm going to add in some oil. So the first step is to saute all the onions, ginger, green chilies and roast the rava along with everything else. So I'm going to add the mustard seeds first and allow it to crackle, and the urad dal. So this is the split urad dal, and I'm going to add it in and roast the urad dal until it gets lightly browned and crisp. It has to be done on low to medium heat. Okay. So now that the urad dal is roasted, I'm going to add in the curry leaves. I'm going to tear it up and add it. And then the finely chopped onions, the ginger finely chopped, and the green chilies finely chopped. I'm going to saute the onions until it becomes soft. Do it on medium heat, so you don't want it to become brown, but you want it to become soft. Okay, so it'll change its color and then it'll start looking a little more pinkish and light pinkish, palish. So that's when you know that the onions are cooked. I'm going to add in the tomatoes, and I'm going to saute the tomatoes just a little bit until it becomes lightly soft. Less than a minute, that's it. Just toss it around because we're going to add in the suji now and roast the suji. This is already pre-roasted suji. That's what I typically buy. But if your suji is not roasted, then what you do is roast it in the pan a little bit before you add it into the upma. Or another way to do is to roast it along with the onions for about a minute, and that will be good as well. So I'm going to roast it for about a minute on medium heat until you can smell the aromas of the suji coming through or the rawness going away. Okay, the suji is roasted, and to this I'm going to add in water. So for every 1 cup of suji, I typically add 3 cups of water. And what I did was to the 3 cups of water, I added some salt, a little bit of sugar, which I always like to add because it balances the taste and flavors, and gave it a brisk boil and brought the water to a nice warm consistency. I've kept it warm, and so it's important to add warm water when making upma, because that's when the upma doesn't become lumpy, but it becomes a nice, good, it gets a really nice smooth texture. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the water and cook the upma until all the ingredients come together, and you keep stirring until the upma comes away from the sides of the pan. Notice that the upma has come together, but at this stage I'm going to add in some ghee, or you can also add in some oil. It's important so that it becomes creamy and it gets coated with a little bit of, and it tastes nice. So I'm just going to add a tablespoon of ghee and give it a stir, and then mix again for another 3 to 4 minutes until the whole upma is cooked completely through. You can give it a taste. It'll have a light shine to it, and that's when you know that the upma is done, and it'll even come away from the sides of the pan. Notice that it's not sticking to the bottom like it was a little earlier, and it's coming away from the sides of the pan. So when it does, then you know the upma is ready. You can also cover it and keep it for a couple of minutes before you're ready to serve it. Okay. So the upma is ready now. So the next step for me is to make the pesarattu, which I'm going to take you through now, and then make the Upma Pesarattu, which is essentially a pesarattu stuffed with this upma inside. So now I'm going to make the pesarattu. I'm going to spread the batter thin onto my pan, onto the preheated pan. Ensure that your pan is preheated. I'm going to drizzle some oil and then cook the pesarattu on medium heat until it becomes crisp. When you start seeing brown spots at the bottom, and then at that stage flip it, cook for about a minute on the other side, and then I'll show you how to put the upma and then serve it. Notice that I flipped on both the sides and then it's cooked and it doesn't feel raw anymore. At this stage I'm going to make the stuffing of the upma in the center, and then our upma pesarattu will be ready, and I'm going to show you that just a bit. Fold it like a masala dosa, and upma pesarattu will be ready. Now to serve the upma for your breakfast, what I typically love to do is to slice up some bananas by the side. I always like to have upma, any type of upma along with bananas. It may not be traditionally had, but it really tastes nice. Give it a try. And this is a tomato onion chutney that I've made. What I did was the sambar onions which I used, I roasted the sambar onions, the small pearl onions, until they were nicely caramelized, along with some green chillies and ginger. Then add in the chopped tomatoes, saute them as well for a good 5 minutes until the tomatoes become soft, and then just simply puree it. Then give it the mustard seeds and the urad dal and curry leaf ka tadka, and your tomato onion chutney will be ready. So this is a perfect breakfast. You can serve it along with some filter coffee to make it a complete meal. I hope you get to try this recipe out. When you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'll always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.